3, 4, 5, everybody. An Evening at the Movies is a proud member of the I Did Not Make These Rankings podcast network. Other shows in the network include Mass Debaters, The Sip List, Crushgasm, Love is Black, Men Are the Prize, Crime Rewind, and Literature Reapers. You can find out all about our shows and more at idnmtrpodcastnetwork.com. Happy listening. You are now entering the world of a movie review. A world full of drama, joy, ridicule, movie spoilers, unpopular opinions, and adult humor for as far as the eye can see. Welcome to An Evening at the Movies. Can't hear you, buddy. Already.
I was like, is it just me?
Already off to a great start. Welcome to An Evening at the Movies. I'll be filling in for Casey while he fixes his headphone issues. Okay, whose smoke alarm is going off? Kendra, is that you?
I was hitting my my heater that's by me.
Oh, nice. Sorry, I had to make that joke.
There is one over there.
We could never let ours do the whole how Cam let that go on for a year, because Jack, if it beeps even once, he's hiding in the closet shaking. So there's no. Plus, I would go crazy. I guess you just learn to turn it out. I don't know. You get yourself nice and cozy.
It's so cold in the attics.
Yeah. Well, we haven't turned our heater on yet, and it's 65 up here, so I am cold as well. I'm in a long sleeve shirt and my cardigan. Yes, chilly.
I think it was, we went for a walk today, and it was 30 something, but felt 25.
Oof.
Yeah. Yes.
That's cold.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, are you ready now?
Take two.
Cold in New York City.
Yeah.
Heaven was.
Okay. Now, greetings, salutations. Welcome back to everybody's favorite movie-based podcast. This is An Evening at the Movies. I am you're incredibly happy to be here and happy to be back on the horse host. This is the podcast where we eat the stale popcorn, we drink the watered down sodas, and we talk about our favorite movies and why we love them. And we are back with one of your favorite co-hosts. Hi, co-host.
Hello. Oh, real quick, off topic, but I'm hoping or assuming Brandy is watching. And Brandy, I am for the first time using my Taylor Swift diamond painting coasters that you made me. So right now I'm just using the one off the top with my Taylor Swift Tortured Poets Department mug, and I'm wearing my Tortured Poets Department cardigan. So, but I'm still festive with Merry Christmas, you filthy animals.
Oh.
Is that what yours says? Yes. I like your sweater. That's cute. And a Happy New Year. So, glad to be here. I'm not feeling my best today. I think I'm getting sick. So if you're watching, please ignore how I look, although I really don't care what you think. But also, I realize I look like ass, so you don't have to tell me in the comments. Thanks.
First of all, we all care about the unpopped kernels. I almost called them the dozens, but
I didn't say I don't care about them. I said I don't care what they think about me. There's a difference.
Oh, well. All of that aside, we have an incredible guest back with us again. She's been here for such award-winning episodes as Tangled, and she knows the perks of being a wallflower. But the most important one, she was here from Justin to Kelly.
Can't forget that.
Good movie. So good.
No.
It's fine.
Of those three movies, that is the best one of the three.
Oh, I mean, not the best, but
debatable.
I mean, it's not as bad as people say it is for when it was made.
It was a product of
American Idol cashing in.
Force fed down people's throats.
Yeah, American Idol making that money.
They used to be so relevant, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're like, who's won since Chris Allen?
See,
There
I
was
don't
that
even know
one.
that one.
Yep.
He was
Was
season 8. I love season 7. Like I can tell it, like I knew the themes. I went like every week to the tapings. I was obsessed.
Awesome.
And so when season 8 came, I went to 1 and I was like, this just isn't my group. And I really just stopped like after that season, I was just like, I don't care. I cannot care as much as I did season 7. So I had to walk away.
I will say they do make sure to always point it out whenever they can, because we were watching New Year's Rockin' Eve and Carrie Underwood was on there, and like the first thing they introduced her is winner of season, what was it, 2 or 3 of American Idol, and it's like, okay, that was a long time ago, and I know y'all don't own her anymore.
Kids are like,
Yeah.
okay,
what? I wasn't even alive then.
honestly.
So
She's not on TikTok. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
so to finish my introduction, though, she is the host of the Crushgasm podcast. She is Miss Kendra Beltran. Welcome back, Kendra.
Thank you for having me. I will actually have episodes of Crushgasm coming. I just did one. It's a micro episode, but still. It's just me for 8 minutes talking. Yeah. Oh God, those poor guys.
I know. I feel so bad for them. I have a friend who says it's all about circles. And I was like, okay.
How many circles can you make though? Not many.
I will say I think guys with smaller members probably try harder. It's kind of like dorky guys, although dorky guys are popular now, but in my day, geeks were not cool. So the geeky guys tried harder because they knew they had to. So they
remember like when you'd sharpen a pencil down to the littlest, like as little as possible, that thing was not easy to hold, not easy to write with, so it's not going to be easy in other capacities.
And accidentally bite off. Poor Casey, he's already traumatized.
Oh dear
now
Lord!
Now to the family-friendly movie we are going to talk.
Yes.
I so thought we were talking about a freaking Christmas movie, but oh no!
Well,
so,
if you're born in around September, Christmas was a very enjoyable time for your parents. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Circles is the gift that keeps on giving year round.
Co-host, I did make the thing public without being reminded. So
I noticed. I was all set to remind you, but
okay, appreciate it.
Such a good boy.
But before we get into the episode, though, a couple months ago we introduced a new idea on an evening at the movies, and Amanda and Mr. Chansey were my first victims. So now that Kendra's back for the first time since, she's up shit creek without a paddle now, because now we're gonna have to get to know Kendra with some deep probing questions.
Okay.
So much like
probe away.
much like with the Colbert questionnaire and the thing on the inside the actor studio.
I prefer
just a little
ferns.
The what?
Between two ferns.
So mean to
I know. Is that Galifianakis? You know what we're talking about, right?
Yes, I know.
I love when he's interviewing Obama and he's like, "Do you think you'll run for a third term?" He's like, "No, that would be stupid. That would be like making a third Hangover movie."
Or a second. Or
well, the second one was okay. The third one was shit. Anyway.
Yeah, we'll go down that road at a different time. But Kendra, what is the best sandwich?
Oh, peanut butter and jelly. I had it every day for lunch from like 1st to 5th grade. Yeah, every day. My favorite.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It's probably my all-time favorite as well.
Haven't had in a while.
I had it yesterday for lunch at work.
Nice.
I'm a PB banana girly now.
Yeah. You have to do it grilled. I know people hate Elvis, but that was like the
Ooh.
Elvis sandwich, a grilled PB&J or
Mm.
peanut butter and banana, and it is fantastic.
So, I mean, fry anything.
Yeah,
I'll eat
right.
I mean, I'm a bigger person, so fried anything is chef's kiss. Um, if you could only listen to one song for the rest of your life, what would that song be?
God. Probably my favorite song, "Blind Melon No Rain."
Yes. Good choice.
Uh,
Favorite.
Wait, I
what's
don't
your
get to
favorite?
answer the questions?
Oh no, you okay? What's your favorite sandwich?
I'm gonna be very specific. The Club Royale from Jason's Deli.
Because I've had that sandwich before.
It's on a croissant. It's fantastic.
Ooh. I just had my first croissant in the last couple of years at the Denver airport, and now, like, I wish my layover last November it couldn't go through Denver because they were having a storm, so they had to go through Vegas. But I was like, no, I was so heartbroken because I couldn't have the croissant. That's the only I wanted to go there. So good.
Vegas.
Vegas.
There's a funny inside joke about Vegas, but that is not for on air. But if you could only listen to one song for the rest of your life, co-host, what would it be?
I don't think I can answer that one.
Let's see. That's a hard question.
You wanted to answer the questions, answer them.
Fine. I'll go with Cardigan by Taylor Swift, but even that I know I would get sick of. Like, you can't listen to one song forever. But
only when it first comes out. Then you're like, for a week, you're like, this is the only thing I need. And then you're like, now I need a break.
Yeah.
Cardigan was one of my jams on there.
It was what?
One of my favorite on that album. There was two. Then August, was it the same album?
Oh God, August is.
Then that.
I got some Taylor Swift merch in the mail today that I have been. Nobody cares about this, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. 2 years ago on Record Store Day, they did a release of Folklore: The Long Pond Studio Sessions, which is where, for the first time, her and Aaron and what's the other guy's name? Got together and played the songs in the same room together because of Folklore, or not because of Folklore, because of COVID. And they recorded it, so it was all acoustic. Anyway, it's like impossible to get your hands on. It goes for like $400 or $500. Well, earlier this year, they did a Chinese pressing of it. I don't know why, but it got released in China, and it's the exact same thing except part of the label's in Chinese. And it arrived today. I bought it for $130, including shipping from China, and it's perfect. I'm so excited. Oh my God, I can't wait to just sit and listen to it over and over.
Does George know that you spent $130 on vinyl?
It was my $130. I worked for it. So
it went for more like $500, then it was a deal.
The Chinese ones don't go as for much as that, but usually you can't get them for under $150. And shipping from China is probably like $40 at least. So I thought $130 was a good deal. So
not too bad.
All right,
ladies, what is the scariest animal for you?
A tie between an alligator / crocodile, because they're the same to me, and gorillas. I hate them. They're too smart. They're too human-like. I don't trust them.
I know what that one's answer is going to be.
Spiders. I don't consider spiders animals. Is that what you're thinking?
Well, yeah.
Insects are a whole different thing. You know, I don't know. I mean, gorillas is a pretty easy answer because, yeah, they are scary and aggressive.
They're just like, I wouldn't go near the thing at the zoo. I'm like, no.
Yeah. I like the chimps, but I don't like the gorillas. I'm gonna go with like brown bears because they look cuddly, but they will rip you apart and make sure you survive as long as possible while they eat you.
And have you seen the pictures where they have like the tapeworm coming out of their butts?
No, ew.
So it's like, it makes you like, I never want to be near a bear. Like, they're so long. It's so gross. I mean, Google it. They're probably there, but it's disgusting.
I want to know how you ever even came upon that picture. Like,
My
what in this
algorithm.
scenario would you be looking up bears with tapeworms?
I think it just popped up on my Instagram. Yeah, problem. Instagram algorithms.
Again,
It's
what do you follow on Instagram
Right.
to have that pop up on your algorithm?
I mean, my algorithm knows me better than I know myself. And
Clearly.
it wanted me to see that. Because I do like nature stuff, so.
Well, I do too, but that's
And
very unnatural to me.
if you follow Nature is Metal, it's like attacks, like animals like kill it, like hurting each other and stuff. So maybe from there, I don't know.
Okay.
I'd have to go backwards, but yeah, that's gross.
Yeah.
All right. Next question we have: have you ever asked somebody for their autograph?
Yeah, I lived in LA, and I would go. I spent my college years going to the back, like the alley between like the where the celebrities park and Jimmy Kimmel's studio, and it's really easy to, if you're ever in LA, easy to meet the celebrities. You have to walk through. The paparazzi and the autograph seekers are usually there, the guys who sell those pictures, and so I've gotten a few. Usually I try for pictures, but I did get what's his name, Dane Cook's autograph on a whoopee cushion for my little brother because I was his favorite comedian at the time.
That's funny.
And I got Dog the Bounty Hunters on a DVD. And, yeah.
Nice.
So I have a few autographs, and then but usually I had this little toy robot, and he would take the pictures with celebrities because I'm very self-conscious. I don't like photos, so he has pictures with everyone from Taylor Swift to I met Taylor Swift back in the day when she was dating Joe Jonas.
Ooh.
Days. And
Joe Jonas.
from her, Selena Gomez, I met that same day, and people took my Selena Gomez robot picture, and it was like an icon on LiveJournal for a while.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. He was. I feel like he could have been an influencer before influencers, because that was before like Instagram and stuff. They were just on a MySpace.
He could have been like, what's that bear? Was it a bear that Conan had?
Wiki Bear?
There was one of the late night people that had like a animal sidekick. Now I can't. Never mind. Maybe I made that up. Never mind.
Yes, I've asked for autographs and pictures.
Have you asked anybody for their autograph, co-host?
I have never asked for one that I didn't like pay for or wasn't already set to get. So I've never walked up to a random celebrity and been like, "Hey." Like I don't think getting them at cons and stuff count because you're there for that and they know that. So no.
And you don't ask; you kind of just walk up and
right. Hey, sign this picture. I paid $50 for it.
There to be world famous directors and
actually
the fucking chair.
2 of my autographs are on the wall behind me. John Carpenter and PJ Souls. But again, I paid for those. So
we just had GalaxyCon, and Hayden Christensen was charging, I think, $225 for a photo. I was like,
he's not that relevant anymore.
Star Wars people, it was wild for, and plus, like this being not LA, where it's like you're not getting people often here. Like the line was insane. My friend got Carrie Fisher in LA, and she waited. I think she spent the whole entire Saturday in line for that picture.
Wow.
I was like, "Do you want me to bring you food?" Like, that's pretty cool.
Give me a sub in for you so you can go to the bathroom.
It's insane. Yes.
I would go freaking crazy having to stand in line that long.
It's not fun.
Let's see. Last but not least, Kendra, what is your favorite curse word?
Probably. I don't know. I honestly didn't cuss till I was in my 20s, so probably bitch. Try that one.
Well, I mean,
mine's fuck. Everybody knows that.
That's why I wasn't going to ask you because, but and
it's very
ever
versatile.
since Kendra helped form the I Did Not Make These Rankings podcast network, the curse words are unlimited.
Except Dre won't let us say "see you next Tuesday," which I wish I was British because that would be my favorite cuss word. They say it all the time like it's nothing.
My mom will like she cusses like a sailor. Like my mom is bad, but she does not like that word. If you call it, she was worked at a liquor store, and then one of the customers called her that. She jumped over the counter and chased him out the door. Like she was like ready to go. I was like,
I don't like it either, but I feel like if I was British, I would, because they say it so much that it's like
that's their fault.
I had some random chick on Facebook who was a friend of a friend, and we were talking about something in the comments, and she called me that like 3 comments in a row. And I'm like, bitch, you don't know me. Like, that's really aggressive. Like, super aggressive.
Well,
She just goes, I think you're a raging cunt. And I was like, wait, what? And I didn't even say anything mean. Like, I was like,
we were talking about soup recipes.
Oh.
I was like, okay, I'm leaving this conversation. 3 times is enough.
Like, see you next Tuesday, bitch.
Yeah.
All right. Before we get to the movie, we do have one more piece of business that we have to handle. Obviously, the listeners don't know, but one of your co-hosts is not going to be with us for a significant period of time. I have the unlucky honor of letting everybody know that Chancey Greif has gone into the witness protection program. And as soon as the coast is clear, he will be returning to us. But for the time being, we will be without Chance the Rapper for a while. So,
Meh. And y'all
we
just got him. I know you're heartbroken because he just joined the scene.
Literally. But yes, we will miss you, Chance. We love you. Hurry back. And
From
be
wherever
safe.
you are, because we
Yes.
can't tell or know. We can't know.
So now, ripping the damn band-aid off, we're going to be talking about and wrapping up Holiday Ho Ho Fest 2024, even though it's 2025. So
Who even cares anymore?
Time is a construct.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I mean,
My big calendar.
so
not the big calendar watching us with their clock.
All right, so we can get going. For those of you who don't know, Home Alone, released on November 20th, 1992, was directed by Chris Columbus. Released by 20th Century Fox, had a $28 million budget, and made a whopping $359 million.
I have a question. Are we doing Home Alone or Home Alone 2 Lost in New York?
2.
Okay, well, you said Home Alone, so I just wanted to clear that up.
Home Alone 2.
Okay.
The good Home Alone.
What? Okay, never mind. Continue.
If you have not seen Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, it is available to stream on the Disney Plus. And would everybody like to wager a guess as to what that shitty ass freaking website Rotten Tomatoes gave this movie for a rating?
I'll let Kendra go first.
Probably a 78.
Tomato meter or popcorn meter? You can guess both.
I'm gonna guess the critics' choice.
Okay. You want to guess the other one?
For the audience, it's probably around 87. I'll just flip the numbers.
Okay. I'm gonna say tomato meter. I'm gonna say I'm gonna be more generous. I'm gonna say 81%. And for the popcorn meter, I'm gonna say 89%. I'm probably giving it way too much credit, but this movie was amazing.
So evidently the streak of close calls left out the door when Chancey went into witness protection.
Oh.
Because you guys were not close at all.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Tomato meter, 35%.
Shut the fuck up.
Wow.
I will send you both a screenshot to prove
That's
it.
crazy.
I believe you. That is insane to me.
I would like to read the reviews.
Yeah.
Like what? I can see why from like if you're a movie snob perspective, but like, come on, it's a Christmas movie. Like it wasn't supposed to be Citizen Kane.
It's not.
Exactly.
35 is a little.
I can name at least 5 Christmas movies that people think are better that I think are a lot worse than Home Alone 2. I won't name them right now because that'll make Amanda's face get even redder than it already is. But and the audience meter is 62%.
That's
okay.
crazy. Okay.
So I was not impressed with the Rotten Tomato scores.
Well, fuck
And
Rotten Tomatoes.
ladies, what do we say in the I Did Not Make These Rankings podcast network?
What I just
Rotten
said.
Tomatoes.
Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, well, you broke up on my end, so I didn't hear what you said. So, and half the time I don't pay attention to what you say anyway.
That's true. Most
Love
people-
you. Mean it.
That's okay.
Right.
If you had to question my husband on things I tell him on a daily basis and you ask him like 24 hours later, like that TikTok I sent you guys yesterday, if guys had to do spelling bees or memory bees or whatever, that's how he is.
No.
He would
Like
have
we're
no clue.
going somewhere on Saturday. Do we have plans Saturday?
Yep.
What?
All the time.
I just told
You
him.
never told me that.
What time is it? Like, I need a screen cap of it. You got screen cap the calendar and send it. I'm like, oh. I always tell my husband that like women, we don't get the perfect man out the gate. We train you to be what we need you to be. And he's like, I'm like, honey, when I met you, the bills were piling up. Your credit was bad. Now look at it. I made you better.
Exactly. We would be into shape.
I'm a guy, and she's not wrong at all.
You guys are messes. Straight men are messes. I bet Kevin's dad was a hot mess before he met mom.
Oh, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Are you ready to let everybody know what the Home Alone 2 is about?
Oh, yeah. I could probably do this without the thing, but
I mean, it's not the most complex plot in the world.
Okay, here we go. Bratty Kevin McAllister is at it again. When Kevin acts out the night before a family trip to Paris, his mother makes him sleep in the attic again. After the McAllisters mistakenly leave for the airport without Kevin, that's the first Home Alone.
Yeah, that's it. I was like, what? He's in the car.
Yeah. All right, well, that's the first movie in case you haven't seen it, and this is just the second one, but in, New York.
I was going to say, is the plot that different from 1 to 2?
Okay. Kevin's he's on his bullshit again, and he loses track of his father at the airport. He mistakenly gets on a plane to New York City while the rest of the McAllisters fly to Florida. Now alone in the Big Apple, Kevin cons his way into a room at the Plaza Hotel and begins his usual antics. But when Kevin discovers that the sticky bandits are on the loose, he struggles to stop them from robbing an elderly man's toy store just before Christmas.
I didn't have to call him elderly.
I mean, he was kind of old.
My husband does the turtle doves. I love it.
All right. So, how problematic do you ladies think this movie is?
Problematic from what standpoint?
Any number of freaking reasons?
Okay, I am going to invoke the philosophy mindset that I came up with a few episodes ago. Neither of these movies are believable. As a kid, watching them was amazing because it's like you're that age or a little older and you're like, oh, I'm home alone. I can do all this stuff. Neither of the things that happen in these movies, even in the 90s, are remotely feasible. So we are going with my Santa Claus philosophy again. Like, you're going into this knowing that they're asking you to believe in Santa Claus. They're asking you to believe the unbelievable. So you just have to roll with it. So if you have that mentality, it's not really problematic. If you don't, then yeah, it's a mess.
I don't see any problems with this movie or the plot. I think the only problematic thing was them like using like a homeless person as part of it. Like,
yeah,
why? I get he needed like he didn't have the old guy neighbor, but I think just anything else, and then to just give her nothing in the end but an ornament while it's freezing and snowy outside. Only problematic part.
Here, take this turtle dove. I'll never forget you. But also,
she's like, I'm hungry. She's
yeah.
like, I live with fucking birds every day. Do you think I want another fucking bird? Like, get out of here.
Where do you think she could sell the bird seed, though? I've always wondered that. She could
maybe someone like gives it to her because like they're like, oh, she feeds pigeons. Don't give her human food though, you know.
But pigeons are nasty, wouldn't you want? I guess if they all stay on her, they're not bothering the rest of us while we walk through the park.
Yeah, like a local business gives it to her, so they go to her. The Plaza Hotel, maybe it's right across the street.
Yeah, all right. Keep these pigeons away from our clientele.
Mr. Hector gives her the food. Other than that, the pigeon lady, who I doesn't even have a name, I'd say that the movie's pretty good. And I mean, airline security is a little questionable as well.
Yeah. But this was pre 9/11, and it was a lot more lax. But still, I don't think they would. Yeah, they would not have let him on without a boarding pass. They would have.
And an adult.
They would have confirmed that he found his dad and made sure he actually had a boarding pass.
And when he gets to New York and that lady just like brushes him off, he is a child alone asking what city is that? Like that didn't raise any red flags to you that this child shouldn't be there? Yeah. Like he was like, what? Like,
that's
girl,
New York, sir.
Yeah, and okay, he's a child. Like he obviously wasn't a little person. He looked like a child. Like, girl, she should have been fired.
At least in the first movie, people are questioning why he's alone. Like the lady at the grocery store, like, are you here alone? Like, in this movie, nobody. And again, the Plaza Hotel is not letting a child check in. Like, unless you're a famous child and they know your parents are good for it. Like, if Jay-Z dropped off Blue Ivy at the Plaza, they'd be like, okay, fine, you can go to the room. But that's just not happening.
I think that's the beauty and why kids' movies are so popular is because they always make the adults seem so stupid. Because they're just like, well, because you're a kid and you're like, yeah, grown-ups suck. And then you watch the movie where they do indeed suck. You're like, this movie is the best thing I've ever seen. This is my Citizen Kane. Like, that's why it's so beloved to this day because it just reminds you. But then you're kind of sad, just like, well, now I'm the adult.
Yeah.
And we are pretty stupid.
Fast forward to the end of the movie, look how easily Kevin's dad pops Tim Curry's bubble and exposes him for being the moron that he is.
I made the discovery. He's so proud of himself.
Yeah, well, if you
let him leave,
knew the credit card was stolen, why'd you freaking let him go?
And that's the other thing is like Kevin would not have if those guys were chasing him, he knows they're bad news. Like he's already lived through this night. So maybe he wouldn't have stayed at the hotel because he realized he was going to be in trouble, but he would have found another adult or gone to the cops or something. I would have found the first like strong looking adult I could find and say, these guys are on the lam. They're trying to kill me. Help. Like,
I think it just goes to be like, well, Kevin's a baddie. He's going to get through this. Like, you're like, that's why he is so cool. I mean, Macaulay Culkin was top shit when you're little in the 90s.
Yes.
So he had to like, he couldn't. But also ACAB, Kevin McAllister, the ally of Black Lives Matter. So I can go with the cops.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think it's just, we have to assume that all of these things could really happen and just enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah, and the whole thing from the moment you're like, this one guy's paying for 14 people to go to Miami. They're like, it's the house is insane. Like everything about this is unrealistic unless you're like the 1% that is living this lavish lifestyle and has these giant family vacations.
I feel like by the second
movie, New York.
The second movie, they should have told us what Peter McAllister does for a living. Like, The first movie, okay, we don't have to care, but now it's like, come on.
He's a
I
syndicate in a
think
crime family.
Chris Columbus recently said in an interview, he was like, it's definitely not organized crime. Check with all the conspiracy. He was like, Mom was a fashion designer. In Chicago, the suburbs of okay, and then he said the dad did something in business. Definitely not organized crime. Like he's trying.
Well, she did have the mannequin in the bedroom.
Yeah, that's what they said.
Yeah,
he's like the signs were there, but it's like so there's no signs for the dad's job though.
His coat should have been black, not tan.
Throw you up the scent. Which the dad, I think, like he's the reason I think this goes awry because your son, you saw him have your bag that you know has the credit cards, the money. Even if like 18-year-old had that, I would be like, give it back. Or as soon as we got to the plane, like, where the fuck's Kevin? Like he has the money and the credit cards, and he's just like. I was watching it over Christmas, like all the money, dumbass. He has all the. You look a 10-year-old. You're an idiot. My mom would have been like, "Where is he? No, don't start the plane. Where is he?"
Right. That mom would. She never would have let him leave her side. Like it's just. Okay, so now that we've trashed it enough.
Well, I mean, I was gonna ask the next question. What was it that you didn't like about the movie? And by the way, hi Caleb. Hope you had Merry Christmas. But I mean, I guess we kind of already sort of threw the dislikes out there.
I think rewatching it like over and over, you realize this is just like copy and paste, but in New York, and you're like on that scale, it's like, is it a great movie? Like, but then you're like, it's kind of like Inside Out to me. Like I think Inside Out is the better movie, and Home Alone's technically the better one, but I enjoy the sequels more. They're more fun. There's more comedy in the sequel that I think is appreciated. I mean, Tim Curry, the scene where they're in the hotel room in the movie is still that shit still slaps. Like that's so funny to me.
I love when they're already crawling on the floor. There's a crazy touching the gun.
What is the security's name?
Maniac on the loose.
And they're like,
no. I'm afraid you're mistaken, sir.
Oh my god. Like that is comedy. Like they're making it like that no more. That's perfect.
I don't even feel like any of the things we just said are things, at least for me, they aren't things I don't like. They're just criticisms of reality. I still like those things. They still make me laugh. Like
I'm still watching it every year for Christmas. I haven't bored. Yeah. I'll watch the first one every other Christmas because that one's just more like sad. Like there's something like more sentimental and not fun. But New York is like, bitch, I'm in New York now. It's just cool.
Well, our family tradition was to watch Home Alone every Thanksgiving, and it used to be on before, all the technology we have now. It was on TV every Thanksgiving. So we would put up our Christmas tree Thanksgiving night, and we'd watch Home Alone. That was like, for 5 or 6 years of my life was like our tradition. So I've kind of tried to keep that as a tradition. It doesn't always work, but yeah, I will say Home Alone 2 is a little more enjoyable or funnier, but I feel like the original is still such a classic and was such a novel idea. Like nobody had made a movie like that before. Like let kids really take the lead without any kind of parental supervision.
That was just so out of control with like all the gags. I mean, the second when they're in the townhouse, the uncle's townhouse, like Marv turning into the skeleton. Harry is whichever one, taller one. He like the skeleton. Marv. My husband dies every time. He's like the loudest and laugh in the world. It is so. Oh my god! But I mean, then you have the spider in the first one. So.
Yeah. Well, I love the story behind that, though. That Daniel Stern was basically like, "I'll give you one time to put that spider on my face, and after that, we're not doing it again." And he did it, and it worked, and they got the cake. And it's like I wouldn't even let him do it once, but the fact that scream was real and it was so like just girly, like scream, like it was just great.
Girly but guttural.
Guttural. I was just going to use that word too. Great minds.
Okay, so as far as like Marv and Harry go, how dumb are those two idiots? Because
they're adults. They got to be dumb.
Well, obviously, because you went through everything that you went through with him in the first movie in Chicago. Got your
Well,
ass
Joe
whipped.
Pesci's kind of like he touches the knob, like he's kind of like, what's that little shit gonna do? But then it's like this is a whole different arena, shall we say? Like you can't
do that to us here.
Yeah, he did like went in being like, well, he doesn't know it. This isn't his house, which I would kind of think too. Maybe as a dumb adult, I'd be like, well, how smart can he be? I mean, the little fucker's in Mensa because in 5 minutes he came up with a plan with architectural like blueprints. So he didn't even know. He was like looking at it and then he drew. I was like,
that was amazing.
Dang Kevin.
Yeah. I mean, I think they are stupid because after the first or second thing that happens at that house, why are they realizing that they're in the same situation? Like same gig, new dibs. You know, it's like.
And it smells like kerosene. Oh, then stop being on it. Like, what the fuck? They were just like
climbing it, stupid.
Just fall and risk it, you know?
But again, as kids, and even as adults, but especially as kids, that's what we love to see. We love adults who we think are stupid or have done something bad, get what's coming to them, and that the kids are in charge of it. Like it makes you feel powerful and cool and like, oh, we aren't just to be ignored. Like we're smart too, you know?
Which he kind of does again in Richie Rich, and then in The Good Son in a very different way. That's why we loved him so much.
He deserved an Oscar for that shit. The Good Son, like I get chills just thinking about that movie, and not because the movie was like Oscar worthy, but his performance was like.
Wasn't The Good Son what he followed up Home Alone with?
He was a little older, so maybe like similar year. I mean, he was working like back to back.
Yeah, he was.
There was really no growth spurt in like Macaulay Culkin in those years.
Yeah,
Richie Rich was maybe last. He looks like the oldest in that one.
Yeah.
Either way, he was
around the same time.
Evilishly diabolical in that movie.
Yeah. And he had that whole like calm, cool, collected, narcissistic psychopath to an art. Like, you know, kids are usually unhinged. Like when we talked about Better Watch Out, it's like those kids were like, yes, they were diabolical and all this stuff, but then they would also have these moments where they acted their age. And so you got that mixture. And it was like Macaulay in The Good Son never acts his age. Like he's like very, it's insane.
He's psychopathic.
Yeah.
And she made the right choice.
Yes, she did. But that woman's going to be in therapy for the rest of her life and heavily medicated. Like, there's just no fucking way that she's going to not,
She had to do what needed to be done.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite pictures I had on my like bulletin board when I was in college was like the picture of like Macaulay Culkin and Elijah Wood like hugging like behind the scenes. So I just love those two so much. North is one of my favorite movies. So it's Elijah Wood. Oh, so
nice. I don't think I've seen that.
North? Oh my God. Did you like not want your family to be your family when you were little?
Yeah.
Did you have those? Then this is the movie for you. It's about him like trying out different families. So good.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna add it to my list.
Did you hate your childhood? This movie's gonna be great for you.
You should like tell IMDb that's how they should like preface the movie. Like, here's the plot summary.
Do you hate your family? Do you hate your childhood? North. Great movie.
Okay.
So, what's your favorite means of torture that Kevin inflicts upon Tweedledee and Tweedledumbass?
I like the bag of sand because Marv thinks he's smart. He's like barely clicking on it because it was the iron in the first movie, and he's like pulling good, and then he pulls really hard on it, and that giant bag of sand just lays him out.
I think probably other than when he gets electrocuted just because of the skeleton, but the staple gun through the keyhole. Because he takes it so many times. Like, just go home.
Yeah.
The kid's not worth it.
Right.
Run, get out of there with your money and go.
Yeah, like what are you doing? Stupid.
It's like them standing at the attic door or the one door, and they pull on the doorknob, and the doorknob's attached
the
to
tool chest.
the tool chest, and it's like, what's that sound? I don't know. As it's literally down all
Yeah.
these damn stairs, and it's like, oh god, you guys are freaking stupid.
That was the sound of a tool chest coming down the stairs.
Well, and then it like literally blows through the door, and literally they blows them like all the way down the freaking hall into the wall.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, that was a little bit cheesy, but it's still fun and enjoyable.
Yeah.
It's something. I don't know if it's like the memories you have with the movie, but there's that movie just stays with. It's still funny. Like I don't know if my nephew has seen that. He's 12. Next time I'm with him, I will ask. But I would hope he'd find it funny too. Like I went and saw it. Have I ever seen? No, we just watched it with my in-laws. But yeah, it's just some things just stick. But then some things aren't as funny to different generations. Sadly.
Right. And that's why I think the Rotten Tomatoes stuff comes into play, which is why I said it before and I'll say it again. That's one of the reasons I don't give much validity to Rotten Tomatoes reviews, because Rotten Tomatoes didn't exist when this movie came out. So especially the younger people that are watching it now weren't even alive when this movie came out. Of course, they're going to have different feelings about it than we did. Like, that's just, but yeah, I mean, they're really like, I get that there's movies that because of nostalgia, you like them better, but I still think these movies hold up. I mean, for what they are.
This one does.
Yeah.
I think this one does for sure. And I mean, the first one's just a beautifully made movie. I mean, you have John Williams doing the score, and anything he's going to touch is golden. And just hearing that music, it's fucking Christmas time. So I think it does. It was like well built to last. And I think that's why it has.
Well, and I love that in Violent Night, the little girl watches it. So that's a more current, she watches it and she loves it. She's like, Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
Such a good movie.
Yeah, Violent Night's great.
Let's see. Do it. Okay. Who's the creepier creeper out of the two creepers from Home Alone 1 and Home Alone 2? The old dude neighbor or the bird lady?
I mean, for me, it's the bird lady because I'm scared of birds, and pigeons especially freak me the fuck out. So I'm going with the bird lady.
The old man was just an old guy in the neighborhood. This pigeon lady's like, she's telling like this 10-year-old childhood, like sad, depressing life story, which the girl, I'm just trying to like get some hot chocolate. I didn't want to be a therapist. And when he called her out on it, I was like, she's like, I'm like, yes, Kevin, she's has some issues. That I would say her. And how does she live up in is it the Metropolitan Opera or whatever? Yeah, like how is she living up there? Getting in every night?
Right? I mean, all that free music, that's nice, but yeah.
I wonder if she was there when they had the 1999 VMAs. Fucking lucky bitch.
That's the good Madonna one, right? Is that what I'm thinking or no?
99. Did Madonna? No.
Oh, did you say 99 or 89?
99. That one was like Chris Rock hosted. Britney Spears and NSYNC had a duo performance because they both weren't like yet, which upset me. I was like, oh, it's good performance. So AJ from Backstreet Boys wore a crop top. I don't know. And that is such a good one. All the M&Ms.
AJ was on the radio on Sirius Sirius XM. He was a guest on the 2000s channel until he was talking about some of his favorite songs and Backstreet Boys stuff. I was like, that's cool. He ain't got anything else to do.
I know he doesn't. He left. He was doing a tour with Joey, which was awful, and then they stopped the tour so he could go do something. And I think it's like a boy. No, he's good now. He's cool. He's been good for a long time. I thought he was gonna relapse because of the divorce, but he's staying good. I think they're doing like a make a boy band type thing on Netflix. Don't quote me, but I think that's what he's gonna do next. Which Nick Carter already did that on ABC. It was horrible, but I watched every episode.
Of course.
Baby Spice was there too.
What was that? So there was a show, like, it was right around the time Abby was born or right before. So like early 2000s. Rockstar NXS. That was like the first show that they really had where it was, they were trying to find a new lead singer, I think, for NXS. And that show was so freaking cool. Like,
I had friends who were like obsessed with it. Like
I was. There was a girl that did a cover of a Nirvana song that I was like, I wish she would put that out as a single because it was better than Nirvana's version. And I don't ever say that. But then it's like too many people tried to copy off that and it just wasn't as cool. But I don't know if we would have had American Idol without like stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, when did American Idol start?
2001.
Oh, okay. Well, then American Idol might have already been a thing. Anyway, people try to like, oh, something's successful. Let's keep doing it 5,000 times with different people, and it's not cool anymore.
Like, except for the VH1 dating shows like Flavor of Love, Rock of Love. I love. Oh my God.
Rock of Love.
That was golden TV right there.
Wave.
So good. Which back to New York, from New York to New York.
New York, New York. I can never hear that song without singing North Pole from Santa Claus 3.
I've never seen that one.
Oh, okay.
But did you watch like any of the New Year's Eve things? Like any like the New York coverage?
Yeah, I mean, just a little bit of it. I saw Carrie Underwood, and I saw somebody performing with Alanis Morissette, who I've never heard of.
Renee Rapp.
Yeah, I don't know her.
It was Regina George in the Mean Girls musical movie.
Oh, okay.
That's as much as and she was in Secret Sex Life of College Girls. As much as I know, but it didn't seem like as exciting as it used to be. Like the live crowd, and it wasn't snowing, and they just were like not even that bundled up. I was like, global warming, god dang it! I usually am like watching, like, dang, it looks like it's 0, and they were just out there like it was 50 degrees. But it was colder than that, but they were just like, whatever. And then the guy was like, say it, and he was like, that was sad. That was the CNN one. He's like, I'm gonna make you do it again. And I was like, it doesn't feel as lively. People just not love the holidays anymore.
I know. Well, I was there 3 years ago, and granted, I was in a building on a balcony, but it was like sleeting and it was cold. It was fucking cold. So
that's what I want. I want to see like the freezing and everyone still being like, ooh, this was just like, it was a Tuesday night, and here we go. Look at the ball.
Where it smells like piss and weed and trash.
That's weed.
New York smells so much just like weed and trash, and occasionally pee. It's just like
the trash is overwhelming. But still, I love that city.
Yeah, no.
This movie's probably like where my love of the city started. I was like, wow. That is amazing. And then MTV was there, so it was like
Sex in the City.
VJ. I never watched that. It seemed too scandalous. I think I was in high school, so I was like,
yeah, I mean, it definitely was, but I don't know. That show's definitely got some problematic things, but the problem was with the new show, they tried too hard to go the opposite direction, and it was just stupid. But I don't care. I still love Sex in the City. It's like a love letter to New York, like the whole thing. And it's just amazing. The episode they did after 9/11, like when they were able to do stuff again, like I just cried my eyes out. And it was called I Heart New York. And it was just, it was beautiful.
Sounds like something I need to watch.
Yeah. I will say, if you're going to watch it, the first season, you really have to get through about the first 4 or 5 episodes for it not to feel a little cringy. Because when they start it off, they have Carrie narrating in a different way, not like I couldn't help but wonder, but it's like she's narrating face to face with the camera, and it's cringy. But they do away with that pretty quick, and then it's like, okay,
they realized,
it was not cool. Anyway, sorry, Casey.
Oh no, you're fine. Is there anything else that we need to cover before we get to our overall review and rating?
I don't think so.
The Top Boy. I mean, they made a product in a movie and then sold it. Genius idea. I had a Top Girl. It was like pink and purple, and when it broke, my mom was like, "You have to throw it away." And I'm still pissed about it to this day because I could have had it on my shelf. It didn't work, but yeah, I think that was a genius thing looking back because that was shit right there. It's a good
Why do
Christmas
I not
present.
know what you're talking about?
The Top Boy, like his thing he uses. That's how he gets
Oh,
But I
okay.
had the Top Girl.
Yes. I thought you were saying Top Boy, and I was like, what? Yes, okay. I never had one,
You
but I
don't
wanted
know what Kevin grew up to be. Maybe he is a top.
Maybe. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I think this is about the time I realized that, and I know it happened a lot, especially in the 80s and whatnot, but this was when I finally realized that there's like a main toy that this whole holiday is focused around. And like
Yeah.
in 1992, that Talk Boy was it. And then you had like the Tickle Me Elmos and the Turbo Man from
Enough with this
Jingle
Turbo
All the
Man.
Way and
Turbo Man.
down.
Still hold up. I say Arnold Schwarzenegger is one of the best comedic actors. He's so funny. God, he just. Oh, I love him too as just a person. Oh, so amazing.
Yeah.
But the toy crazes are pretty cool though. I'm surprised the first one didn't like try that.
Yeah.
Like just something.
Yeah.
But they've made their money and well, probably they're not making any money from the merchandise that I buy because it's all off like cheap sites. But yeah, I think they're okay. But I love the toy crazes. Do you have like a favorite Christmas toy you got? Like you're like that where they're like
like a Christmas story where it's like, I mean, mine was my Cabbage Patch doll because I grew up in the 80s when that was like people were, punching each other in the face over Cabbage Patch dolls, and we could never afford one. And then one year, it just happened to be decent enough that I got one, and I was just on the edge of being too old for it, but I didn't care. Like I was so in love with it. You get to name it and they send you a birth certificate. And mine was a preemie, and it was just like, oh, I loved it.
What?
Yeah, they made preemie Cabbage Patch dolls. I don't know why. Her name was Pamela.
Pamela, that's the old lady name.
I don't know. I don't even know how I came up with that. I was like 10. I don't know.
I gotta look her up. What is this preemie? Was she like
why? I just remembered it was a preemie, and I was like, why? But it might have been because kids are preemies and they were trying.
Oh, okay.
Like,
all right, they don't have hair. They don't have the yarn hair. Okay.
They're baldies, little babies. Yeah.
All right, I've seen these. I didn't know they were. That's what they were like called. I had the yarn hair one. I don't know. I was born in '87, so I don't know. Like my mom maybe she got it after the craze then. But yeah, she's in the closet right here. Nice. But I used to be scared of her because of Chucky, and I would put my like heavy toys on the toy box at night because I was like, don't trust the bitch after dark.
Seen Child's Play one too many times.
My brother loved horror movies, my older brother, and he made me watch it. And then I was like thinking, like, even right now when I mention, I'm like, she's probably mad. She's like in the closet.
Yeah. So as a kid, I did this, I am not embarrassed to say, until I moved out of the house. Maybe by my junior year of high school, I didn't because I realized I wanted the bed space, but I was convinced that my stuffed animals had feelings. And if I put some of them in the closet and some of them on the bed, they would be jealous and their feelings would be hurt. So all of my animals slept on my bed.
You're like, well, like my Barbie collection. I'd be like, no, God, I can't show favoritism. Like I have to.
If they were hard toys, they didn't. But if they were stuffed animals, every single one had to be on the bed.
I had my stuffed animals on my bed up until 2014.
Okay, that's
when I
cool.
was like old.
I don't feel as bad now because yeah, I did that almost till college.
Oh my god, like what happened to my stuff that stayed at my mom's? I'm glad that I took my faves to college. They would have been eaten by rats in the shed. So
Ooh,
whew, my
yeah.
cabbage, my Bambi that I have a Bambi that I've had since I was born that my dad got me. And one time my older brother's dog came in, ripped it off my bed, and went and peed on it in the desert across the street. I flipped. And my brother was outside playing with BB guns, and I was like, yes. My mom was like,
Damn.
I
Casey,
have
what
a
was
Winnie
your
the Pooh I've had since I was a baby. Or
they
like
just
toddler. Yeah. It looks
Casey, do
nasty.
you yeah, Bambi looked rough. He looked like his mom now.
Pooh has seen better days. And then I have a bunny. It's actually in my closet now. I got this rabbit for Easter one year, like a pretty decent size, like probably 2 foot like bunny, and it was really pink and white, and then I had almost like a Care Bear circle on its stomach, which had another bunny on it that was like purple and velvet. And I hadn't had it for very long, and my brother was fucking with it. What is it with brothers messing with our shit? And he threw it off the balcony at our apartments, and one of the eyeballs came out, and I was so devastated. And he glued it back on with like Elmer's glue. So I still have it to this day, and it's still just like crunchy around that eye. But I'm like, he felt so bad. He did what he could do. So but that's the only stuffed animal that went to college with me where it's still slept in my bed. And sometimes I still sleep with it when Georgia's gone. But that bunny has seen better days. I'll have to send y'all a picture.
Casey, did you have a favorite toy hero moment?
I think the one that I got that blew my mind the most was probably when I got the big Millennium Falcon from Star Wars.
Yeah.
Because
everybody wanted that, right?
Oh yeah,
the boys' cabbage patch doll.
The boys, yeah, well, yeah. That for us was our Cabbage Patch doll. So, but that, and I think that same year, my brother got the big like Castle Grayskull.
I was about to say, did you ever have the Grayskull castle? Because we could never afford that.
Play sets were a no go.
I never had a Barbie dream house. I kind of want one now, just because.
I had a cottage.
I had the
folded up.
There was a condo that had an elevator, which was cool. But
I mean,
yeah,
Barbie play Dream House, freaking Castle Grayskull, the Ewok Village from Return of the Jedi,
the Barbie convertible.
Play sets were all the rage back in the 80s.
Yeah,
I think I had when they just would make like cars for dolls that weren't Barbies, and it's like she didn't really fit in well. She's kind of sitting like that. I remember one of those. My Christmas was I got the Sega Genesis that came with Sonic 2. My mom brought it in the house, and I was like. And she's like, no, it's for Mark, which was her boss's son. And he was a spoiled little brat. So I was like, oh, so I totally believed it. And then Christmas morning, I opened it, and I to this day, have never been like surprised by a gift like that. I was like, oh my God, because we were like not rich. We were trailer trash. I was like, wow, she actually like came through. That's why I love Sonic so much, because it is like the only video game I really did like. My older brother had Super Nintendo, but I don't like it going through the map. Like that confused me. Like we have to go to different. I was like I couldn't get off the screen. I was like, how the fuck do I play? Like what the fuck?
I'm a Mario girl, but I love Sonic too. Sonic was my second favorite after Mario.
And I had a cool casino game on there. The only video game my mom liked was because she had a gambling problem. So she'd be like, all right. So I'd be like, Mom, you could play this instead of going. Yeah. But I was like, you could play this instead of going to the casino. And she's like, all right. But I love roulette because of that game. But yeah, that was my favorite one.
Oh, good times.
All right. So if you were to give this movie a rating out of 5, what would you give The Home Alone 2? Lost in New York?
Just like as how I like it, or like my thoughts critically about it.
Whatever you want, girl.
I'll give you, for how much I like it, it's a 4. It's a solid 4. Critically, I would give it a 3 because it is just the same movie with a funnier location.
Yeah.
So 3.5.
Well, we all know that I'm a whore with my ratings. I'm very slutty when it comes to being generous. So I'm giving it a 4.5. Because yeah, love it. Classic. Even the things I don't think are rational are still great to me. Like I can criticize the movie, but I don't not like it because of
Doesn't
those
make you
things.
hate
So,
it.
yeah.
I mean, do you hate when Kevin meets a certain person walking through the lobby at the hotel?
Yes. But
I
whatever.
forgot about that till we watched
Okay.
it. My husband started booing, and I was like, "What?" And I was like, "Oh."
You know, the one thing I will give that very brief scene is that he at least does a double take after Kevin walks away. He looks back with like he's at least one
Well,
adult questioning why this child's in the Plaza Hotel by himself.
no, he's trying. He's signaling to his little friend. You know, the friend with the island. His
Oh,
girl,
yeah.
like, it was a signal to him and her. I don't
Okay, well,
trust
never
him.
mind. You're probably right.
He's a creep. Always been a creep.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I would probably go for 4.25 out of 5.
Oh,
All right.
I mean, it like we all said, it's a great entertaining movie, and if you're coming into it expecting, it to be realistic, then
Yeah, no.
there's no realistic
you're
Christmas movie.
Yeah,
You know?
fair.
what are you talking? Elf was real, damn it! That shit really happened.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say surviving Christmas could be real. Nobody would put up with that shit, but it could be a real scenario. I love that movie.
The other one I'm thinking is like A Christmas Story because that is pretty bare bones.
Yes. I love A Christmas Story.
It's not as bad as I initially thought it was. The first time I watched it, I was like, this is the most overrated thing I've ever seen. The second time, I was like, I can see why this is a favorite.
If you grew up watching it, it's kind of the same rationale as Home Alone, being a kid and again, wanting something so badly for Christmas that you would do anything and trying to figure out ways to make it happen, and then you think you don't get it, and then you do. Like, I feel like if that doesn't at least warm your heart or bring a tear to your eye, you have no soul. I cry every time he unwraps that gun. Like, because I remember that feeling, wanting something so bad, and then, anyway.
I asked my mom for Nick Carter every year for like 10 years. She never delivered. Oh, if I would add Nick Carter. Oh, 13-year-old me would have been so happy. Yeah, I think, like, personally, I'd give it a 4 because I think out of all the Christmas movies, it comes in probably second or third. So it's a favorite. Top 3 for sure.
Nice.
It's one of those rare Christmas movies that it could come on like May 15th, and I would sit down and watch it.
Yeah.
Home Alone?
It doesn't have to be the Christmas season per se for me to sit down and enjoy this movie.
True, because like my favorite, I'm only watching Rudolph right now. I'm not popping on Rudolph in like the 4th of July.
Wait, but there's a Rudolph 4th of July movie, so
What?
there's a Rudolph's Christmas in July.
Wow.
Is
that
might
like the
not be
same
exact title.
claymation?
Yeah.
Oh, is Hermie in it? I didn't know they came back. Why
I
did
can't
they
remember.
do that?
Yeah.
But Gremlins, though, is like one of my top 3, and I'd watch it any time of the year. So.
Yeah, Rudolph and Frosty's Christmas in July. That's what it is.
Okay. A little much.
No, gracias.
On my list.
Yeah, it's cute. All right. Well, that was fun.
Yay. So, again, like always, we can't wrap up the episode without thanking the Unpopped Kernels for being here each and every week. You guys are awesome. Even to the effect that the last episode we were here, I was going to save this announcement for the anniversary next month, but our episode on Black Christmas that we did um, several weeks ago with Chansey before he went into witness protection. Um, Shot to the most watched and listened to episode in the history of an evening at the movies. So thank you guys,
Woo!
thank you guys for being here and helping do that for us.
It's because we
It
talked
was
about see you next Tuesday and that too.
yes.
That movie
This
was wild for that.
We talk about all the inappropriate stuff on an evening at the movies.
Yes.
There's no shame
Rudolph
in our
and
thing.
Frosty looks wild. Frosty's getting married, I guess. There's like an evil guy they're going up against. This is.
I haven't seen it in a while. I might have to watch it.
I thought it was going to be about him planning a wedding, but apparently they got to go against a Winterbolt who's trying to make the North Pole an evil wonderland. So.
Well, okay, but that's like Santa Claus 3. Jack Frost is trying to take over as Santa.
Martin Short, yeah.
Yes.
Him as Jack, that's why I've never seen it, because I just hated the cover so much. Like, Martin Short's so creepy.
Okay, but his performance is so cute. Like, he's really good in that movie.
I don't like the Santa Claus.
Oh, okay.
There's nothing wrong with you.
I don't know.
So
anyway.
Like
Kendra,
half the movie's just him like going to the doctor and being like, I'm fat, my hair's growing. So it's like montage, which we don't use enough anymore, I noticed. Like movies don't feel like Home Alone 2 has a great like him going through the city. Like our brains would never allow that in movies today. We don't let just like live in the stupidity of oh, now he's at the now he's like looking at that.
Like Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what we didn't. Okay, can we just talk for 1 second about how Tim Curry's best thing in this whole movie doesn't even have words? He nails that Grinch look so perfectly. I really want to know how long it took him to, because that was a great transition from the Grinch on the cartoon to his smile, and he fucking nailed it. It was so good.
It's like it's a good like transition scene. But I think like probably a couple of takes. He's got one of those like very, I don't know, animated faces like Jim Carrey, which I feel like he could just do it.
True.
But yeah, that's one of the best shots of the movie.
Oh, for sure.
Well, Tim Curry is a comedic genius, and
oh yeah,
I'm not even putting that juju out into the universe yet because we're very early in 2025, and nope, not gonna do it. So,
what were you saying, Kendra? Oh, I hit the cord on my. I was like.
So, where can the listeners find you and Crushgasm, Miss Kendra?
At crushgasmpodcast.com. And then the socials are there. They usually have the word Crushgasm in them.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me. I'm also at KendraWriteStuff.com, where I just did my favorite one yet. I did what millennials' favorite stores when they were younger say about them now.
Oh.
That was just really funny to write. Because I hate Spencer so much.
Oh my god,
so it's funny to crap. I like to crap on it. It's my mom's favorite store, and I'm like, that fits, that tracks.
Because you could go to the mall as a teenager and see all this like sexual stuff that you couldn't like. I'm like, there's condoms and flavored lube and stuff. I'm like, I don't even know what this stuff is for, but
if it's behind those beads, you're like, it must be naughty. Yeah. And then I did some other ones that are pretty good. Oh, characters that make introverts feel seen. I just did that one today.
Nice. I'll go check it out.
Yay!
Thank you.
Kendra writes cool stuff.
Thank you, obviously, for asking about the movie and helping us get back on track after taking our couple weeks off.
Yeah,
I appreciate it, Kendra. Co-host, is there anything that you would like to wrap up with?
No, not right now. the SIP list is still on a break, and some decisions are being made. So stay tuned for that.
And there's not uncertainty about an evening at the movies, but we don't really have a whole lot on the schedule coming up for January. We're supposed to be talking next week's episode on The Notebook.
Yay!
Aww.
I know.
My freaking grandma ruined that ending for me before I got to see it.
What? Oh,
yeah, I was
so
like,
pissed.
I still loved it, but I was like, because I watch movies that like at the time, like now I can kind of see when a twist is coming, but then I would be like, oh my god, she loved. Like I wouldn't have seen it, and I was like, look, grandma.
So mean. The thing is, they do a good job of misdirecting you from it because they imply it, and just when you think you know that's what's happening, then they do something to like throw you off from that until you're confused. So, man, I'd be mad. But, yeah.
Still good.
Cried like sobbing tears, like couldn't stop crying for like 15 minutes the first time I watched that. So yeah,
there's not a lot of movies where I cry every time. Little Mermaid and probably Crazy Rich Asians with the wedding. It's not even like any character you even met up until that point, and you're just like, why is this the most beautiful scene I've ever seen in life?
The Notebook, Selena, and Titanic are the three that I will cry every single time, for sure.
As soon as she drops that fucking rose.
Yes. Oh my god. Oh. Yeah.
Not Titanic. Right at the end. Right at the end when she turns around. Right at the end. That's when it gets me. Because I'm like, okay.
I mean, it gets me with Jack dying, even though we're not even going to get into all that, but still that scene just for what it is. And then the pictures, like when she's asleep and they're going through the pictures, and it's like, oh, all of that she had because of Jack. Like she had that life because of him. And it's just, anyway. All right. Sorry, Casey. We're done.
She never let it go because in the end she met him and afterlife. So boom. She didn't let go. She just had to move on in reality because she didn't want to be alone for like 100 years.
Well, the problem is people are taking never let go literally, and that's not what he meant.
Yeah, like she was going to carry his corpse into the boat. They were going to be like, drop him eventually. He's literally dead weight. Like, girl. Safety concern.
Oh, dear Lord.
Come on, Jack. Let's go ride this horse on the beach.
That Warm Bodies movie, but he's not moving.
He toss you up there.
He's cracking. Rigor mortis. At the end, she has an arm. The hand that was her hand. She just keeps doing that with it.
It's like Weekend at
Bernie's. Oh, Lord. So initially,
edition.
Initially,
did they ever go on a cruise?
What?
Initially, we had kicked around the idea of possibly taking a couple weeks off in January. I'm not sure if we're going to still or not because we took a couple weeks off in December. So stay tuned on the socials for updates on what we've got coming up. But
Wicked, it just dropped.
It did just drop.
You to rent, yeah. I mean,
it's on Disney Plus. I thought.
Is it?
Is it not? Maybe it's
not. If it is, I'm watching it immediately.
I want to send people to pay if they have to pay because, like, Prime, it's like I already paid for you. Why am I?
Yeah, it's on Prime. I know.
Dang,
but you have to pay for it.
I would freaking pay for it on Prime.
$20.
I mean, I'd rather just like buy the physical copy. I think.
Oh, so good though.
You know what I want to watch? And Kendra, I feel like you need to watch it too, even though you're not a mom. Like watching it, I feel like it looks like it would be up your alley. Is Night Bitch? Have you seen the preview for that with Amy Adams?
Yeah, and I was like, what?
I know, but it's like I don't think Wicked's on here.
Darn. Okay, then don't go buy it, guys. It's already go see it in theaters. It's worth it.
I really want to. Yeah.
You see it in theaters? So you haven't seen it yet?
I still haven't seen it. I haven't had a chance. I need to.
I don't even like musicals.
I love musicals, and I was
like
this show. Like I want to. Yeah.
I mean, I'll watch Wicked before I watch Hamilton.
But it's
what is
all
your
yeah.
deal with Hamilton? I don't understand why you won't finish watching it. Like you fell asleep, but he just likes to push my buttons, I guess. Yeah.
He's not a history guy.
I'm gonna throw out the suggestion for rom-coms for February, but we can discuss later.
Ooh, do Fever Pitch.
Oh, that movie is
That's
cute.
my favorite. So cute.
My girl.
I knew you were gonna say that. All right.
I mean, I'm not opposed to beating a dead horse, but you want to go ahead and take us home?
Yep. Thanks everyone for listening and watching. We hope you enjoyed the episode. We appreciate you, and we hope you all come back for an evening at the movies. Goodbye.
Bye.
Peace and no hair grease in 2025.
If you say it, it's still there.